did not support strict materialism.
Okay.
And that comes from quantum theory, and it comes from, the observer effect and all sorts of things in physics, but it also came from what I was learning in biochemistry and about how life works.
Right.
It just seemed that saying evolution explains everything in life was too glib. It was too easy. It didn't seem to me to be enough.
That's interesting because I've heard a lot of scientists, even like Peter Atkins, will say that God is like a lazy explanation. And you're saying that evolution is kind of like a lazy explanation.
Well, at that time, I would have said God was a lazy explanation too. I had no idea what the explanation was. I didn't really know what God was. I didn't understand very much about God. But yeah, I think evolution can explain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some key things that it cannot explain, and that includes the origin of life. And that's not my view. Darwin said the same thing. Richard Dawkins has said the same thing.
Yeah.
The process of evolution that we call Darwinian evolution or biological evolution doesn't deal with the origin of life at all. So, and I'll get into that a little more, I think. But the external factors that helped me were, as I said, going to a church for the first time and seeing something that I absolutely didn't expect. I thought that when you walked into a church, the first thing that would happen is the priest or the pastor would start yelling at you, telling you that you're sinful and, you're going to go to hell.
Where did you get that impression from?
Well, that's the impression I got growing up, that...
From who, though? Who did? Well, maybe it was a different time, but...
It was a different time, but it was also, by the way, it's not over yet. I mean, you'll still find atheists talking about, the horrors of Christianity and how people are doing nothing but casting you into hell all the time and lakes of fire and sin, and I felt very nervous, and